Have you ever walked away from a night that should have felt incredible, but instead felt strangely hollow? The chemistry was there, the attraction was obvious. On paper, everything went right. Yet days later, she's distant, replies slow down. Eventually, she disappears altogether. And the confusing part? You didn't mess up. You weren't awkward. You weren't boring. So why does this keep happening? Most men assume attraction is about intensity, strong desire, strong flirting, strong physical pull. But that's not what actually determines whether a woman stays emotionally invested. What matters more is something quieter, deeper, and far more powerful than sexual tension alone. There's a specific type of connection that makes a woman feel grounded with you, safe with you, open around you. And when that connection is missing, no amount of chemistry can save it. Once you understand how this works and how to create it without losing confidence or becoming overly emotional, you stop being the guy she enjoys briefly and start becoming the man she can't replace. Physical attraction gets attention. Emotional connection creates attachment. That's the difference most people never learn. You can spark desire quickly. That part isn't rare. What's rare is making someone feel emotionally anchored to you. And when that anchor isn't there, intimacy fades just as fast as it appeared. This isn't about personality tricks or saying the right things. Emotional connection isn't a performance, it's a biological response. When a woman feels emotionally safe, understood, and genuinely valued, her brain releases oxytocin, the hormone responsible for bonding and trust. It's the same chemical involved in long-term attachment, comfort, and emotional closeness. While physical attraction triggers excitement, oxytocin creates a sense of home. That's why excitement alone doesn't last. Dopamine, the chemical tied to novelty, flirting, and sexual tension, creates a rush. It feels amazing, but it's temporary. It spikes, then drops. Oxytocin works differently. It builds slowly, but it sticks. It's what turns moments into meaning. This is why some men are unforgettable, even if they aren't the most impressive on the surface, and why others, despite doing everything right, are quickly forgotten. Most men can access a woman's body, very few access her inner world. And here's the uncomfortable truth. If a woman doesn't feel emotionally connected to you, you're categorized as an experience, not a presence. Enjoyable, but replaceable. That doesn't mean being overly sensitive or emotionally exposed. In fact, trying too hard emotionally often backfires. Real connection comes from emotional steadiness, not emotional intensity. Consider this difference. One man listens only long enough to respond. Another listens to understand. One man reacts, another reflects. One man tries to impress, another creates space. That contrast alone changes how a woman feels in your presence. Emotional connection forms when a woman feels seen without being judged, heard without being fixed, and accepted without being rushed. That's when she relaxes, and when she relaxes, bonding happens naturally. This is why women often leave relationships that look perfect on the outside. Attraction isn't sustained by appearances, it's sustained by depth. When there's no emotional engagement, the connection feels flat, even if everything else looks ideal. On the other hand, when emotional connection is strong, something interesting happens. Desire deepens, loyalty increases, vulnerability feels safe, intimacy becomes more meaningful. And this isn't speculation. Research consistently shows that long-term attraction in women is far more closely tied to emotional intimacy than physical stimulation alone. Emotional safety precedes full emotional and physical openness. So how do you create this connection without losing your edge? It starts with presence, not performance. First, ask questions that reveal identity, not surface facts. Skip the predictable topics and invite reflection instead. Ask about experiences that shaped her, moments where she felt misunderstood, or times she felt most like herself. These questions signal curiosity without neediness. They show you're paying attention to who she is, not just how she looks. Second, respond to emotions, not just words. When she shares something difficult, don't default to generic sympathy or solutions. Reflect what you hear beneath the surface. Naming emotions accurately creates resonance. It tells her you're emotionally attuned, not emotionally reactive. Third, build shared emotional markers. Small jokes, small rituals, meaningful moments, these become emotional anchors. Over time, they create familiarity and comfort. She doesn't just remember you, she feels you. That feeling is what pulls people back. Fourth, learn to hold space without fixing. When she vents, resist the urge to solve. Strength here is calm presence. Let her feel what she feels without rushing her out of it. That restraint communicates emotional leadership and stability. Finally, stop trying to win her approval. Nothing erodes emotional safety faster than overperformance. When everything feels rehearsed, it signals insecurity. Confidence isn't about impressing, it's about grounded curiosity. The more relaxed you are in yourself, the more relaxed she becomes with you. That's when things shift. She starts opening up without being prompted. She feels comfortable initiating. She shares parts of herself she doesn't usually show. And eventually, she says something that tells you everything you need to know. I don't know why, but I feel really comfortable with you. That's not an accident. That's emotional connection doing exactly what it's designed to do. Attraction that lasts doesn't begin in the bedroom, it begins in the nervous system. If you want to be remembered, don't focus on creating intensity, focus on creating safety, presence, and meaning, because desire fades, but emotional connection rewires how someone feels when they think about you.